What's up, guys? Becca Me's here with Smallville Season 5, Episode 5, Thirst. Okay, so this episode starts off the day plan where Chloe's talking to Pauline Kahn, aka Carrie Fisher, and she's like, "Hey, I was reading your byline and yeah, I was reading like your newspaper," and she's like, "Yeah, when I wrote in high school." And she's like, "Wow, you 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 made your first newspaper when you were just in diapers as a reporter." So yeah, so she's like, if you want, yeah, if you want to be just like me, if you want to give me a good story and I'll think about it. So yeah, so let me hear Chloe's narration, and she's saying how there was one place that would give her a good story. Met U's sorority, and there, and 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 then there's like I Met You. There's like the sorority girls, and this like pizza like guy coming over, and she's like, "Hey, let's get in the hot tub." So then they get into the hot tub, and then that's when that's when she opens her teeth and bares her fangs. Yes, these sorority girls are vampires. Like the show cannot get any weirder and crazier. Yeah. So so yeah so so yeah. So then after the theme song, we get to Lana, and Clark's like, "Where are you going?" And she's like, I'm going to college." And she's like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Met you?" And she's like, "You could always go to Kansas State." And she's like, "So you could be next to me." So yeah. Well, so once Lana gets there, we meet the main person, Buffy Sanders, who all of you guys know is a name change to Buffy Summers, aka Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which I didn't watch. It's on Disney Plus now. If you heard, Disney Plus is now a star and it's on there. But yeah, so yeah, and all the girls failed, but Lana is now in, and they eventually bite her, making Lana now a vampire. So yeah, so once Lana wakes up, Chloe's like, "Hey Clark, maybe you can get Lana to wake up." And Lana's like, "I'm feeling dead because a vampire." And yeah, and and she and Clark are making out when she turns on her vampire mode, but she's of course like, "Hey, what's going on with you?" And she's like, "Oh, Clark, I'm tired of you being so whiny. If I'm tired of you being so whiny. Maybe we need to reevaluate this relationship." And she walks out. Yeah. So Chloe and Clark, they discover what's going on with Lana. So they go in, into like they go into like a party, and they discover that guy from Glee's there. R.I.P. that guy from Glee, and he's playing cowboy, and she attempts to bite him, but he's but one attempts to bite him, but hey, and Chloe's like, "Hey, maybe you should stick to your 6 year. Me and the kid have to talk." So he's like, "What's going on, Lana?" Well, Clark saw you, Clark, your boyfriend, and she's like, "Hey, Chloe, I'm gonna bite you," and she bites her. But Clark gets her. Clark was also Buffy Sanders' room, and Buffy, she's very mad. She's like, "You could, you could use your vampire teeth to kill her," and she's like, "Now we want Clark." And she's like, "Clark's my friend," and she was like, "She was your friend. He was your friend when you were mortal, but now you're a vampire." And she throws her off, killing her, but not actually killing her because vampires have immortality. So yeah, so they attend. So Lana breaks into the mansion, Catwoman style, and yes, I'd say Catwoman style because she actually jumps onto the thing like Catwoman and hisses like Catwoman. So So she attempts she 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 knocks out Lex, and then she drinks Clark's blood, but because Clark's blood's super, it gives Lana temporary of Clark's ability. So it gives her laser eyes, and when Buffy Sanders like finished the job, Lana's like, no, let's convert him. Let's make him one of us. And she's like, are you crazy? We don't make guys into one of us. We suck their blood. So then Lana, she uses car seat vision to vaporize Buffy Sanders. Sorry. So yeah. So yeah, Buffy Sanders, and she's like, hey, I'm in charge now. So you gotta get out of here. And and, and because Clark's still weakened by the kryptonite, yeah, kryptonite's there. She's like, hey Clark, I could just I could make you one. And he uses like the injection that Lex gave him and Lana's back normal. So Chloe's like, yeah, now knowing that there's vampires, Lana transfers to NYU with Chloe, meaning that Chloe and Lana are roommates again, yeah, and also what's also Paul Kahn, like Pauline Kahn likes Chloe's article, but she never posted it. But Chloe's like, whatever, just I don't care if she doesn't post my article. At least I get time in the daily plan, and that's how the episode ends. Okay, so this episode, according to the writers, was one of the worst episodes of Smallville. But I don't think it is that. I think it's one of the strangest episodes of Smallville. This show has been weirder, but vampires. Vam, van, vampires. Vampires. Yeah. I can't. Yeah. Lana. Yeah, Lana knew this version. Lana knew Clark's hero, but because she drank his blood and felt his strength, felt his power. But the normal Lana doesn't remember that. So yeah. After coming off of last episode with Aquaman, this episode was kind of weird. It wasn't the according to the writers and the staff, it was one of the worst episodes of Smallville. But I don't think it's one of the worst. I think